Hey guys, Cece Cheney here, and I wanted to talk with you really briefly about something I heard that I thought was sort of funny, but also like, ooh, that might hurt some feelings, right? And that is, do you have a mediocre mindset, right? And that might offend some people. Some people might hear that and go, really? Like, that's what you want to do, Cece? But I want you to think about this for a second and really take a personal assessment. I'm not going to ask you to tell me where you lie, but think about this for a moment. I have heard from so many of you guys that you have huge goals. You have big goals. You want to get somewhere. You want to do something. You want to be someone. You want to make an impact, right? I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. I can't wait to get to that space, right? I visualize that every single day, but I know that getting there isn't necessarily going to be easy, right? I understand that. It's going to take some work and some persistence and some consistency to really get there. And I think one of the things that I'm noticing as I am sort of maneuvering my way through entrepreneurship is that some of us get stuck in mediocrity, period, right? And this is not a conviction, but think about that. How much do I feel comfortable in my business? And if you feel really comfortable in business or really comfortable in life, you might be having a mediocre mindset, right? And so a quote that I heard from Keith Cunningham that always inspires me, I'm going to read it because I wrote it down, is everything we want in life is on the other side of fear, right? And I hear people sort of talking about fear holding them back in their business, right? And when we think about the things that are really scary in life, you know, that can be paralyzing. You can hear, you can want something really bad, but the fear stops you from getting there, right? And so those of you guys who heard me talk before, you might know this about me, but I live outside of the United States. I'm a Texas girl, born and raised. And at some point in my life, I decided I was not happy with where I was. I felt like I had gotten sort of stuck in a mediocre lifestyle, right? I was doing the 9-to-5 grind, and I was sort of doing everything that they say you do. You go to school, you get good grades, you go to college, you get good grades, you get a good job, you work from 9 to 5, you do that until you die, right? Or until you turn old and then you live for a couple of years in retirement, generally speaking, in poverty for a lot of people, and then you die. Right? I was on track for that. I was on track for mediocrity, period. Right? And then after some soul searching and some reflection and some chatting with my husband, I recognized that I didn't want to live that mediocre life anymore. That I had dreams and goals and desires, and I decided that I wanted to do something differently. So my husband and I, we sold our house. I quit my job. We moved to a foreign country. And guys, this was scary. Right now, I kind of shy away when people say, wow, that was so brave. I shy away from that. But the reality is this was scary. I was moving to a country where nobody spoke the same language as me. I was moving to a country where I didn't know the customs and the norms. I was moving to a country I didn't know if people were going to look like me. I didn't know what I was getting into, but I knew that I didn't want to be mediocre anymore. I knew that I didn't want to continue to live my life like everybody else was living, that I wanted more, that I wanted to make an impact, that I wanted to choose the life that I wanted for myself. Does that make sense? Hey, Shanika, hey, Jason, thanks for popping on. Yeah, that's a true quote. You have to work through fear. Absolutely. And so, I'm not going to say that I wasn't scared, right? When I signed my name on the dotted line to sell my house, right? That was a huge accomplishment. Buying a house, like being a homeowner, and that was a scary thing when I signed in my name on the dotted line, and it was like, oh crap, guys, I don't have the comfort zone of this home that I have, right? I quit my job. I don't have the comfort zone of that security of that check every, 2 weeks. I don't have the comfort, right? That comfortable place that we all sort of sit in, that groove, that pocket that we get into in our lives, in my opinion, keeps us mediocre, right? But when we start to recognize that we want to make an impact, that we want to grow, that we want to achieve success, that we have bigger goals and bigger dreams, and we, are limitless in the things that we do, we have to move past fear. And You might be saying, well, how the heck do you do that? And the reality is you got to do what I did, right? And whatever the circumstances, what you have to do is you have to just do the things that, that you need to do anyway, despite the fear, right? I'm not saying you have to go out there and you have to conquer, some terrifying, feeling. I'm saying that you might have to feel that feeling and continue to work anyways, right? Right? It might suck for a little while. Guys, when I moved here and I couldn't communicate with people, that was not a comfortable space. But you know what I did? I kept moving anyways because I wanted a certain lifestyle for myself. I wanted to be able to create the life that was meaningful to me, that was different, right? I tell you guys, one of my favorite quotes from Dave Ramsey is live like no one else today so that you can live like no one else in the future, right? It's that same sort of a thing. So yes, I was scared, right? Yes, it was frightening. Guys, the first time I hopped on a bus, I had no idea if I was going to get lost. That was scary, right? How am I going to get back home? But you know what I did? I got on anyways because I wanted to see what else was out there. And that's the way you have to approach life. And that's the way you have to approach business, despite the fear, right? Despite those sort of mental blocks that keep you in that mediocre mindset. If you truly, and now you need to do a test with yourself. You need to really ask yourself, do I really want success? Right? Do I really want to make an impact? Do I really want to change lives? Do I really want to leave a legacy? And if the answer to any of that is no, stay mediocre. Stay in that comfort zone and you'll be good, right? Stay in that comfort zone. But if you answer those questions honestly and your answer is yes, yes, I want more for myself. Yes, I want to make an impact. Yes, I want to be successful. If that's how you really feel, right? When the fear comes, get a little uncomfortable. Feel that fear. Feel that uncertainty, and do the work anyways, because that is what's going to move you forward in the end. And that's really the message I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you get some value. If you do, feel free to share this with your friends or your team or anyone else who might find some value in this. But if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me. But that's all I have for you guys today. Ciao.